recording.
All right. There we go.
Let's go.
Now I'm back at proper height for my mic.
Yeah, there we go.
Now I'm a tall boy.
I am a tall boy now. Yes.
He's
the
all
things
grown
that
up.
Oh.
Leg
All
extension.
blown up.
He had the mushroom.
It's just...
Wrong franchise. Sorry,
All
guys.
right, let me
No,
know
I was talking
whenever
about something else.
whenever it's rolling and good
No,
to go.
I said wrong franchise because it's a Sonic Discord.
Oh.
Mushroom.
Me.
We have mushrooms in Sonic.
Yeah, there's an entire
you
hill
jump
zone
on 'em.
dedicated to them.
Then
Hey,
there's
that
the
was-
movie. I hate mushrooms.
Trying to think, there's the hill zone, and like there's a level that's like mushroom-esque in Sonic Heroes, isn't there?
Yeah.
I feel like it might be Frog Forest.
Yeah, there's
Right,
there's
yeah.
Look for it, Hyper.
Let me
Huh?
know when you're good, Landy.
Yeah, I'm all good.
All right. Well, then let's get this thing started. Welcome everyone to the Q&A with Adrenaline Dubs. I'm your host, Diet Dr. Kelp, along with my lovely co-host Noah. Introduce yourself.
Hey everyone, it's good to be here.
And we are here with-
I'll say my full introduction later.
All right, we will introduce our guests here. Why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves and tell us what is an Adrenaline Dubs and who are you amongst them?
Who do we start with? Do we go from Mongo down?
You can start with anyone. I think the order right now is Ryan all the way down. So I guess you can go down the line.
Okay then. Or I guess Ryan,
Okay.
you can start. You can take the floor.
Yeah, hi. I'm Ryan. I am one of the heads of Adrenaline Dubs. I help out a lot with the video editing, and for the IDW series, I voice Amy, Tails, Cream, and Charmy. And for Archie, I will be voicing Honey the Cat.
I guess Hyper's next.
Right. Hello, I'm Hyper Voice Acting. I'm also one of the heads of Adrenaline, doing video editing work and whatnot. I also voice a handful of characters, including Big and Zavok for IDW, Rotor for Archie, Shadow for the universe stuff, and there might be some other characters that I'm forgetting about, but those are the really big ones that I'm aware of.
I guess next up, Cat.
Hello, I'm Catalyst, and I am here at Adrenaline Dubs as the voice of IDW Rouge and occasionally extras. Lovely to have you.
Hang on, people are talking in the background of my mic. Mongo, you can introduce yourself.
All right. Hello. My name's Here Comes Mongo for the internet. I was a person that just threw my voice clip for Adrenaline Dubs about 2 years ago now. It feels like I've been here for not that long. And
I believe so.
I've my performance voice to start for IDW was will be Clutch when that comes out. I also do. Oh, that's right. The Deadly Six, Zaz and
Zaz.
Zom.
Zombie.
And I also do for the Archie cast. Oh boy, next August.
Oh, we're gonna be here for like 3 hours.
Okay, yeah.
The Archie stuff.
Never mind. Let's just say I do a lot of characters for the Archie stuff.
Yeah, Mongo and Skrill are like the backbone of like half the Archie cast. It's really funny, but I mean, just amazing ranges overall.
Yeah.
You know, it makes
I
sense.
do my best. Oh, right. My turn. Hi, I am Yoshito13. I'm another one of the VAs for Adrenaline Dubs. I play as the role of Kit, or Kitsunami. I also play as Dubby for one dub. And for Archie, I play as Cheese the Chow, Crusher, a few extras. There are some other roles that will be coming soon, but we can't reveal that yet.
And then I'm the custodian. No, just kidding. I'm Landy.
So you're the one that
am-
won't shut that dirt vacuum off.
Give me a drink.
Yeah, sorry. It's a loud thing. We got a loud Hoover in the back.
That's
Anyway.
me. Sorry, I'll mute.
Yeah, I'm Landy. I do mostly video. Well, I used to do mostly video editing, and then at some point I was like, okay, I'm getting burnt out real hard. So you get videos to make, and you get videos to make, and you get videos to make. So now it's like a lot more people are doing video editing than just me. But that's pretty much like I did like the first 20 IDW issues in terms of the video editing and stuff, and kind of started the whole style going forward, and also wrangled all these excellently talented people together. I'm not like the guy responsible for everything, of course, because there's multiple leaders and also just multiple people who've contributed big stuff to Adrenaline, but I'm usually the guy people go to if they want to talk to Mr. Adrenaline Dubs or whatever. So that's my role there. I also, of course, voice Sonic. I used to voice Knuckles, and I voice Orbot. Oh yeah, I also voice Ruff. I get so few lines.
I was about to say.
I get so
Zumble.
few lines as Ruff that I never like think about it as one of my roles.
Yeah. Yeah, don't forget Ruff. He's very important.
Yeah, I voiced Ruff for the Revo stuff as well.
Yeah.
So
And Noah is also a voice in Revo as well. And I've done minor voicing for Adrenaline Dubs as background character number 352. But
The
it's all
backbone
good.
of the Dubs.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm not at
it's
liberty
great to
to
have
share
so many
anything
people
else.
on board.
Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. I am your host, Dr. Kelp, and we're just going to go over some ground rules here before we get into the Q&A. First off, please don't ask them about when the next issue dub will be dropping for IDW or Archie. These things take time. They get asked these questions all the time, and we will not be allowing that question. So please do not ask it. Don't ask them to voice as their character voices. They probably get asked that a lot, and we are trying to, make sure that we ask the thought-provoking questions that everyone can kind of pitch in on about the creation process of these dubs and what goes into making them. So those are really my two rules. Other than that, just be sure to follow normal panel etiquette, and we can go right on ahead into the Q&A if you guys are ready.
yeah, that sounds good to me. I got a question in my DMs from somebody who can't speak because they're having mic issues. So I guess I can answer that first.
Honestly,
Okay.
go ahead and read it out, and we'll answer it. That'll be the first one.
All right, so Seb the Shinparu? I don't know how to pronounce that. Their current username and icon is Joe Biden. He says, my question is, what big franchise would you guys like to voice act in, if any? Well, I mean, I can
counting or not
name a really
counting
obvious one, but let's try to think outside the box.
If I had to pick something aside from Sonic, I don't know how much like layers or flax I'll say, but I really would love to voice in something Marvel or DC related.
Generally, anything that's like animated, I think, I would be 100% down for. I'm usually typecasted as Sonic type characters anyway, and I guess I could keep doing that. But I also wouldn't mind like getting outside of my comfort zone for something else, like a villain or something. But in terms of like specific franchises, nothing really comes to mind. I just kind of like the idea of being one of those voice actors that kind of gets around, like Michael Kovac, I think is his name.
Yeah.
He was in like Hell of a Boss, not Hell of Has Been Hotel.
Has been.
He's in both. I thought.
No, I don't think he's in
I think
Helva.
he's some minor background voices in Helva. I'm not sure about. Well, I know has been. He was Angel Dust, but
Into the Angel.
And they recasted everybody for some reason. But he was also in Amazing Digital Circus, and it was really cool hearing him in that. He's in a few other Gooseworks things.
Yes.
I think he gets around. He's also in Lackadaisy. Oh, there you go.
Right, he
Lackadaisy, I
voiced,
wouldn't mind voicing in, but I mean they've probably
that'd
got
be a
their
lot of
cast
fun.
like sorted out way in advance because animation tends to work like that.
Yeah. Now, honest to goodness, I mean, I think this is no surprise knowing me, but definitely the Bendy series. I would love to cameo over there. That'd be kind of cool. But also maybe Monster High. That'd be awesome. Don't know if that's in
Monster
the
High would be a
cards,
good one.
but oh my gosh, like it's just so charming these days, and I'd love to join up with that cast. But hey, who knows what the future holds?
Yeah.
I don't know why, but my mind immediately went to My Little Pony.
Oh,
I feel like it would be a lot of fun doing it because I kind of grew up with Friendship is Magic.
yeah.
But then I also thought like it would be cool to be like in a Valve game or something.
Oh yeah, there
That'd
you
be
go.
neat.
That's a good
I'd love to
choice.
play
yeah.
like a Half-Life character who dies within the first 5 seconds of appearing. Or like a Portal character.
Yeah, you could be a personality core.
Yeah.
Portal character
Yeah.
who like got killed in a freak accident like 50 years ago or something, and you only hear him through audio logs.
You see, like,
the
he
audio log
plays-
is something like, "Oh, it seems destabilized," oh! And then ends.
Now, what I
Well,
like to
if you
think is that
wanna-
like
Oh, you go ahead.
I was about to say I had in mind like he plays up the fact that he died in like a particularly like horrific large accident, but it turns out he mostly died just from a bad slip from delivering someone's coffee.
Oh my gosh.
That is very Portal. Yeah, if you want to voice an MLP, it's actually pretty easy. Step 1, move to Canada.
Yeah, I.
Of course.
It's funny enough. I have voice coaching with Ellie Ray, and she got into voice for MLP.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of voice acting stuff is right place, right time. Like if you're not in LA when they're casting for like an LA production, it's gonna be a problem. Although I think their studios are starting to favor remote work a little more, or at least like branch out to that. I've heard a couple like home studio recordings in some of the stuff I watch, and it's not like distracting, but it's enough for somebody like me who's heard so many home recordings compared to like media that was recorded all in the same studio to where it's like, I can kind of tell.
For sure, yeah.
I guess the bottom line is it's a nice segue into, if you want to get into voice acting, don't stress too much about moving around and getting like major stuff. Just, be flexible. Don't hesitate to shoot for online stuff, because I know there's I've known a lot of voice actors who wanted to get more into it, and they were like, "Oh man, I'm not in New York," or "Oh man, I'm not in LA. I'm never going to get something." Don't worry about it nowadays. Just do it. That's the best way to get into it. Just like send in auditions for like remote stuff, and people will know your name.
Try everything.
Yeah.
Try everything.
Doing that and get them in studios from home.
Yeah, and obviously, I'd love to voice in Sonic one day. Doesn't even have to be Sonic himself, but that'd be cool. That's kind of a no-brainer, I think. Like that's the easy answer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I want to get into the One Piece English dub before it ends.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I'm rooting for you, dude.
Yes.
You would like make a killing in One Piece given your
Oh
range.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely,
You,
like
Corey. I think Corey might already be in One Piece.
he did.
He is.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Bean is definitely working his way. He's gonna end up animating something for One Piece. I just know it.
Yeah, that's information.
We got people in there. We got folks.
You got
Working their way up.
Hey, when you're passionate, people notice.
Absolutely.
Did everyone else want?
Did everyone?
I want to be a
answer?
giant from Elbaf.
I wanted to wait before I say my end.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay.
everybody-
I would love to work for a Disney animation show. That would be a fun opportunity, or voice for Pokemon, because since Pokemon Horizon has come, and maybe I could try to have the opportunity with that. But I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah.
Well, I guess that's the end of that question, unless
I think that
anybody
was
else had input.
Nope.
Okay.
Alright.
Thank you very
Okay.
much for that question, Seb the Shinpuru.
All right. I will call on the next audience member. Let's see. Let's get this started with let's go with Braznito 64. I think I said that right.
Okay.
Come on up here. Hello.
Welcome.
Hi.
Hola. I think it's
Is
one
your
of those Discord.
mic working?
Hello.
Uh-oh.
We might have to come back for him.
Oh.
Oh wait,
Sometimes mics do this
second
thing.
time the charm.
Work the first time, and then the second time they work.
Wait, I had to turn my phone and my headphones off.
Oh,
I
it's okay.
hear you when you're asking. I made your questions on, and besides, I usually to make animation stuff. But problem is, I
What?
don't draw humans. So I
Hey,
mostly
hey,
just
Braz.
copy them.
Hey,
Hey,
Braz.
Brad, do you have a
Do you,
question?
do you have a
for,
question?
Dubs here?
We're kind of in a hurry.
Oh, you should use mine, and you should test one of my posts. I guess you should move on.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Okay.
please don't self-promote in our panels. That is not something that we want here. That takes away the spotlight from our wonderful guests, and don't appreciate that. So
Here,
please,
I was having
please
trouble keeping up.
ready.
It's okay.
Mhm.
I'll call up. Let me see. I'm gonna call up MB. Come on over, MB.
Hmm.
Hello.
Hello there.
Hello
Hey,
there.
MB.
Hello,
Lovely to see
everyone. I hope
you.
you all are doing well. Oh, thank you. Lovely to see y'all too. I apologize. I'll be quick about my question. So I guess from all your experience, particularly I guess with adrenaline dubs, what's like one thing that stuck with you that you've learned in your dubbing journey? Like particularly with this project that's kind of stuck with you.
First thing I'll say is, wow, I'm a lot better with Vegas than I thought. And two, I should probably move on from Vegas already. That's something that stuck with
Now
me.
you see,
That was it.
oh,
Sorry
Oh.
for cutting you off a bit.
no, that's fine. I was just gonna add on to your thing. It's like I would move on from Vegas, but that would require money.
Mhm.
True.
To
Yeah.
some.
Mm.
No, it's just I've learned to work with a group, because like all of this is just like a team effort, and like and just to take risks, because like you never know like if something's gonna like work out or not.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, building off of that, I think the biggest thing that adrenaline has been important for in my journey has been, you know, let people come in with their ideas and let people see potential in you, because you never know who you're gonna end up getting cast as. Like, you know me as Rouge for a number of projects at this point. Before getting into things with AD, never would have guessed that I'd be voicing this character, and I love it. You guys are the best, and it's wonderful.
I have to add in with Kat. And that's what Landy decided to cast me for Kit, because he sees my voice can see voicing for Kit. So
Excellent choices. Excellent choices.
it's a pleasure to work with AD.
Yeah. Just be open to possibilities. The character that you don't think you will end up voicing could end up being one of your favorite things in the world to voice. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
See, sometimes you just end up getting this one, either a certain talent, or I guess in this case specifically, like a voice that you end up enjoying so much and getting so much work as, that you just kind of end up soloing that and fixating on it. It becomes a little hard to branch out, but, you know, trying new things is fun. Like, Sonic is easily the most refined voice in my entire, like, catalog of voices, because I just voice him so often, and people like the way that sounds, and it's like, oh, I want you for this. And then it's like, oh, that's another, like, hour worth of recording and improving on this voice. So it's nice. And I think the same could be said about pretty much everyone who has like a ton of dialogue as specific characters on Adrenaline. Just people hear those voices and it's like, hey, can you voice in this thing? And it's like, yeah. And then you just get more experience for that one character, and then everybody starts flocking over, and it's fun.
Let's see. I think the one thing I learned from this was that I don't just have to use Adobe Audition to record my stuff.
That's true.
I am actually, I have said this to Landy, probably this will be the third time. Thank you for recommending that SoundForge. Why? What? Way back.
Oh, no problem. Audition, I've heard, is pretty good. I use Audacity to record. SoundForge, though, I don't think there's really any competition in terms of how great of a waveform editor it is.
I'm just glad that I understand it. I thought since that I've been using Audition, I went from Adobe Audition 3 all the way to 5 now. Wait, is there a new one? God. I don't know. All I know is that I have always used that, and I am pretty ignorant in almost anything else, but I was like, oh boy, let's buy this, and because I didn't have this on my home computer, because I didn't want to buy the subscription, and this is like, all right, let's see what happens. Oh, wow, this is pretty, what's the word? Convenient, easy to use.
Intuitive, I guess.
Yeah, there we go.
I really liked my short time with it, because honestly, I've rarely used it, but I did have to use it because it had some tools that were really important to me when I was working on this big Mario 64 sound pack where I replaced every sound effect with, like, my friends imitating the sound effects. The instruments, they had these loop points, because in Mario 64, all the instruments are like, the music is all sequenced, so it's like a bunch of different instrument sounds like strung together instead of one consistent stream of audio like you would get with an MP3 or something, like in a modern game. And the instruments had like these loop points that I couldn't figure out how to make them actually loop. And then my friend pointed me to SoundForge and said, oh yeah, this can view the loop points and you can set them there. And that was extremely useful. They even have a loop tuner that lets you like listen to how specifically how something is going to loop. It's really nice. Anyway, other people's input. I kind of ate up some time there.
You're all good. Can I have a repeat on what the question was again?
Oh, no worries. So just asking if there was like one thing from your time at Adrenaline Dubs that's like really stuck with you that you've learned. It could be like dubbing or editing, anything that's just kind of stuck with you.
I will say, like, ever since I took on like editing work for Adrenaline Dubs, I feel like I definitely have gone like better in terms of editing, or at the very least, there's like a noticeable like leap in quality between how I make them now compared to how I used to make them, and I do want to thank you guys for giving me that bit of a push so I can really start to like experiment and grow as an editor. You know, on top of letting me, hop on board with like voice work and like all the other stuff that I've been helping around with.
Awesome. You do great work. All of y'all do. So
The
thank you
quality
again.
keeps going up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for the
And
question.
y'all have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right,
Wendy.
you have a good
Thank
evening.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take it easy.
Bye.
All right, Kel. I think it's your turn to pick.
Yeah. All right. I will call on. Let's go with. Let's see. Olivia.
Okay.
Welcome.
Hello.
Hello,
Welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Olivia.
how are you all?
I'm doing good.
Doing good. Yeah.
Hydrated.
Pretty honored, pretty honored to speak with you all today.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Got a
What's your
question?
So here, to everyone, what has been your favorite comic dub / project you ever voiced / worked on?
Ooh.
Oh, that's difficult.
Oh.
Like, are we
Comic
talking
dub.
about like our?
You can go ahead.
Well, I just want to clarify. Is that question towards like any of the stuff that we've done in Adrenaline Dubs, or just anything that we've done in general?
Anything you've done in general?
Okay.
Mm.
I think I'm gonna keep it to AD just for the sake of there's a lot of stuff that we've all voiced in, and a lot of
Yeah.
stuff I've voiced in.
Yeah.
So I think the favorite thing that I got to perform here at AD was probably I can't remember which issue it is, but it's one of the IDW annuals. It's the one with the tomb. I really enjoyed getting to do Rouge and the Mummy raps. Like that was just such a fun time. Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah.
But also All or Nothing. That was really, really good. You guys did a solid job on the editing
Oh,
scene.
indeed.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Oh, the All or Nothing dub is fantastic.
Yeah. No,
Heck
there's a lot of
yeah.
good
Everything
options
clicked
here.
into place so perfectly.
Let's see. I would probably say like, I might have to cheat because I have like two responses. Like, if I had to pick something like within Adrenaline Dubs, probably be the Big's Big Adventure thing because that was a lot of fun to both voice in and help Ryan edit with. Probably one of my favorite videos that I've helped out with in Adrenaline Dubs. In terms of outside of Adrenaline, probably Mega Man Blue Shift. Like I feel like in terms of like both my performance and my editing, that feels like one of the most polished videos I've put out as of late.
Mm. I'd say it's hard to say what my favorite project I've ever voiced in is, because they've all been, varying degrees of fun, and I don't like picking favorites with other people's projects. But in terms of comic dubs that I've worked on and made, I'd say issue 7, which I keep forgetting which one it is that
The one with Neo
and
Metal
Sonic
Sonic?
facing off. Yeah, that one was really good. I've said this before, but
Mhm.
Trev and I did live recording for that, and super super fun because it's the first time that we'd done that for a comic dub, and in a way it was the last time. I've had to direct RJ a few times when she was still doing Tangle, but besides that, I don't think we've ever done live recording. I think Gerbil may have done some for Archie, but I don't exactly remember because I'm usually not present for those. Also, obviously, All or Nothing. I mean, speaking as an editor, especially of the editor of that video, just holy crap, the way that I just look back, I step back, and I'm like, this is really just something I made. Now, I don't want to toot my own horn too loudly, but I was trying so many new things in there, and it wasn't trying new things in the way that Battle for Angel Island was, because in Battle for Angel Island the editing is very inconsistent because I was trying all sorts of different editing style things that were like radical changes, like darkening certain panels that weren't in focus. It just I was just throwing things all over the place, and not all of them stuck. But with All or Nothing, I had a very specific style, and then everything I added was just extensions of that. I'm especially happy with because we ended up color grading the video to have all of the colors align with CMYK compatible colors like you would see in the comics, and that was done with the help of my friend REB. She made a lookup table for me to just throw in and use for color grading, and that's why that video to me is probably my nicest looking comic dub, because every single effect that I've stacked on that doesn't come from the original comic is all like properly color corrected and stuff, and it matches the exact colors of the comic. It's great.
As
Yeah,
someone
super
with
fun to work on.
Graphic stuff that is very noticeable.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I don't know if the average viewer would notice it. At best they'd probably think the colors looked a little weird and too muted in some cases. For me though, just as a total like just printing nerd and video editor and also graphics guy, I mean I was really happy with the way it turned out. I think you can best notice it on the supersonic flames. You can notice it on Zor, like the screen effect on Zor's cloning, and you can really see it when like Whisper's firing her Wispin. You can see like the big old explosion for the muzzle flash, and it's just perfectly color corrected to the drawn muzzle flash that's in the comic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, super fun video to work on. And if I could do it all over again, I don't think I'd change a single thing. Everybody else did such a fantastic job with it as well.
I'm trying to think like what my favorite like adrenaline dub we did. I certainly like doing the whole like metal virus because I feel like it really like pushed like these characters to their limits that we normally like wouldn't have seen. Definitely, yeah, just all or nothing. That was definitely a lot of fun to do. Especially seeing Cream just being at her absolute limit. It's like everyone's being so mean. I wanted to stop, you know.
You broke my heart with that performance. Oh my God.
So much emotions.
Oh, thank you. Listen, in terms of stuff outside of Adrenaline Dubs, I had a lot of fun being a part of Postal 4 with the little like radio segments and stuff.
Oh yeah, that was great fun.
It was like absolutely hilarious.
The great thing about that
I'm
is
honored.
I just got
I
to
was
be
honored to
myself.
be a part of that project.
Mongo, did you already win?
No, I haven't.
Okay, I'll go after you.
Okay. For IDW, definitely all or nothing. Being Zaz is fantastic.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That was
exactly.
really fun.
Some of the people in that, some of the recordings for that dub, it was so insanely hard to pick which take I wanted. I actually merged a few takes in a couple cases, but you don't notice it because we're really good at what we do. It's really hard to it's usually hard to pick a favorite take, but for All or Nothing especially because there were so many emotions going on and everybody was just, it's like, oh, I like this take, but I like this take for completely different reasons. Which do I go with? And it's like, you gotta either just compromise on one or just do what I do sometimes and merge them together, because sometimes I like different parts of different takes for different reasons. That's also why you do ABCs, everyone. Do like at least 2 or 3 takes of the same line.
Okay, yeah, my turn.
I have one more.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
And outside of IDW, I got to do Bean in Doomerang's version of Champions.
Oh, your bean is excellent.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, love your bean.
Mm-hmm.
The idea that both of these characters, can you tell? I like to be insane.
Gotta have a little fun in life. Go for it.
Hey, playing villains is always a fun time.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. I hadn't really done much for IDW, but I did a little more with Archie, so I would say Waves of Changes of doing Crusher. It was fun making sounds like yeah, I'm like Razor's pet. Chow. That was so fun. But yeah, I'm just gonna stick. There's so many other projects I also enjoy outside of it, but yeah, I think that'll end that here. So hope that answers your question, Olivia.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Right, you have a good
Hope
one.
you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.
You too.
Yeah,
You too.
Thank you. Okay.
All right, Noah, your turn to pick.
I will call up Hatmaster.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello,
Hat.
people I don't know. I'm repeating the joke from the last time.
Well, it's been a whole year since I heard this joke. Nice.
Yeah, now it's fresh and new for the modern age.
Yep, it's updated for a new audience.
Exactly.
Anyway, what's your question?
Yeah, so, to kind of, I guess, go off of the first question y'all got, what is y'all's dream role in anything? It could be for Sonic, it could be for literally any piece of media. What is your dream role?
For me, honestly, just Sonic. I mean, again, it's the voice that I've refined the most and had the most fun voicing, especially across different projects where he's written differently in almost each one. So there's a whole like wide range of just all sorts of crap I've said as Sonic, and it's. I think if there were one role that I would feel the most confident in doing if I ever took it on officially, it would be that. Besides that, I don't really have any dream roles. Again, I'm kind of passive in the way that I like the idea of getting around. And if there's one thing that I'm really, really known for by circumstance, then it's whatever. I'll roll with that.
Piggybacking on that, I would really love to voice Amy. She was one of the first few characters where I started doing like impressions of, like, over the years. Like I worked hard on that, and just like it would be literally a dream come true if I get to voice Amy one day. But other than that, I can't think of like any other like dream role I would want, other than like, I guess like just a certain archetype, just that like side character that's like all bubbly or whatever, like Uraraka from My Hero Academia, like that type of character. Yeah.
The positivity machine.
Yeah, basically.
I'm feeling a bit conflicted because, like, there's definitely a lot of roles that I would love to have, but my problem is that, like my problem is honestly just narrowing it down to just one, because I don't know which one I would, have more sought after compared to the others.
Understandable.
But I guess, like, if I had to, like, I guess for people that did want some examples, I would love to, like, voice Dr. Wily in, like, an official Mega Man product, considering he's one of the characters I've had the most fun voicing in a lot of my own videos. I definitely would not be opposed to being an official Sonic content, like these guys have. The only other thing I can think of, this is more of a much more recent aspiration I've gotten. For the life of me, I can't tell you why I thought of making this an aspiration, but I would love to, like, officially voice one of the Looney Tunes.
Oh, I can see it.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna ask you. What about you?
Oh goodness. I think for me, I'd like to be the main character of something, or if not the main character, I want to be the main villain, but I want to be funny about it, Like, I get to do all these fun femme fatale roles, but it's like, what if I want to be an unhinged bad guy? That'd be fun.
Oh, like Lord Dominator.
I need more familiarity to say whether or not that's accurate, but yeah, no, it's like
she's the main villain in Wander Over Yonder.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, I know who you're talking about now. Yeah, something along those lines. That would be fun.
Gonna get you for the next Bendy game as Alice.
No. Lauren Singer is irreplaceable, but honestly, I wouldn't mind being her lackey. That'd be kind of cool.
Alice Jr.
What about the rest of you?
I don't think Mongo hasn't said anything, so I'll go after him.
Okay. This is tough because I think I have 3 answers, sadly. The one will be super quick because being a character in the One Piece dub would be phenomenal. And these 2 just feel like wishes. A character, doesn't matter which one, from JoJo, one of the JoJos. And then the next one, probably a new Star Wars character in a video game, probably, maybe. Getting in Star Wars would feel really cool.
The inner Star
Honest to
Wars.
God, I
community
can
is
see
going
that
to
one
agree with that
happening.
immediately.
Now that you mentioned Star Wars, there's a part of me that's imagining what exactly, like, a Mongo-scented General Grievous would sound like.
Let me go get a cup.
They got you in a Warhammer game too, like
ooh, that's
one
a
of
good
those
one
Vermintide
too.
ones. I've been playing a lot of Vermintide too with my friends, and they have like such amazing vocal performances. Everyone sounds so unwashed. And I think like if you did a voice for that game, it would fit right in.
Get the sticky humans! Get them!
I remember I saw a trailer for Warhammer, and like it was about I don't know what the faction is. It's like these weird deformed orc guys, and the entire time I was like, is that Mongo? Nah, it's not. Is that Mongo? No, it can't be.
Yeah, the boys, the orcs. Yeah, that's just them. That's what they called.
All right, Noah, what about you?
I would really would love to voice like a. I did say this before, like a Disney character or maybe a DreamWorks character. You know, because
Hmm.
Honestly, yeah.
it would.
Dim big animation studios.
Yeah, big animation studios. If like the bad guys like get a new character like some kid, I would be honored to voice for the bad guys.
Oh, that'd be fun. You'd do great.
I think you'd have Pixar written all over you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, voicing Pixar would also be great as well.
All right. Thank you for the question,
Right.
Hat.
Thank you, Hat.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Hat.
Have a good day.
You
Take it
too.
easy.
All right, Richard, go.
I will go ahead and call on the next person. Let's do Maito.
All right.
Hello.
Guys,
Sorry.
Welcome.
You have a question?
hello.
What's up?
It's all good. I just got a question for the what were the best years on the Adrenaline dubs?
Each year is a great year.
Mhm.
I think I mean there was 2022, which obviously had All or Nothing and stuff. The year we brought Danny on, what year was that? Was that
2020, I think.
2020 and then like 2021? I think those were probably the peak Adrenaline Dubs years because motivation was very high after we brought on Danny and Oz, because I added them both at the same time, and we had this like two really good sound designers, and also one of them was a really good musician. So now we had like these original scores being made for the dubs, and just everything felt so much more personalized. Because originally we were just using mostly Sonic music and then occasional songs from other sources, and it felt a little limiting. And then we brought on Danny, and it's like, well, everything's so personalized. Everything can like we can have original compositions, we can have just remixes of old tracks where relevant, and it was nice. It was great. When we kicked off Archie, that was also really good because we were technically making more content than usual, and Archie was extremely and still is extremely fun to work on. But early on, when like we were putting all the pieces together, that was a really fun process. So yeah, just generally like the I guess 2022 that sounded weird. From 2020 to 2022, there, hopefully that's easier to listen to. That I feel was like some of the best years that we've ever had on the channel. 2023 has been pretty slow due to various factors. Mostly just the next IDW issue has taken a while to finish for reasons that aren't completely in our control. We're getting there though. We're nearing the finish line. But yeah, those were some of the best production years overall.
12.
Hey.
Oh.
12.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's all good.
It happens.
Does anybody else have any comments?
No, I think that covers it.
I think I don't have anything else to contribute to that.
Let's see. I think I think me and Kiza like showed up like 2021, right?
It may have been,
Something
yeah.
like that. Whenever Imposter Syndrome was announced.
Yeah, when Imposter Syndrome. Yeah, that's how me and Kiza
That was exciting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for the question.
Thank you,
You're
Marika.
welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks. See ya.
Take care.
All right, Noah,
Okay.
your go.
Okay, let's see. I will call up Mystic Robert.
Howdy.
Oh, hey, howdy.
Hello.
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 Bonjour.
Hey, bonjour. Okay, my question. Um, so I think this is more of a question for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that it's probably going to be the same answer, but how would you describe like 2023 for just Sonic in general? Not just for Adrenaline, but just for, the Bloober, for the franchise.
It is a year.
Yeah, that's all I can say.
It's a year, yeah.
To me, and obviously there's a lot of people out there who have been excited and are excited for all the content that's been coming out with Sonic lately, both this year and last year. To me, it feels like these years have been content, but not a whole not anything that super stands out to me.
Not
I was pretty excited
mind-blowing.
for Superstars, and even that's kind of like just an all right game in my book. It doesn't feel like it pushes the franchise in any particular direction. It just kind of exists. And that's how I've felt with a lot of the, with Prime and Frontiers, and to a lesser extent the movie. The movie, I feel, is a slightly different situation to me because I really liked the Sonic 2 movie, in spite of the fact that I have my own issues with it. But overall, it was nice to see a decently respectable or respectful version of the Sonic source material just adapted to the big screen in a way that didn't make me want to gouge my eyes out like I expected. I feel like I'm glad it's not disastrous, the content we're getting. None of it really grips me too much, but I mean, I always remember it could be so much worse, and it's kind of a miracle that it's not a disaster considering just previous years. I mean, Frontiers is one of the most, would I say loved? I don't know. One of the most acclaimed Sonic games we've had in a very long time, and that, I think, is very impressive.
Yeah.
Special in itself.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot to talk about in the world of Sonic right now. I mean, a very small thing I'm really enjoying are the different Sonic Channel arts that they've been putting out over on the website. Oh my gosh, just like the ice skating, the jesters. It's really cute, and I'm so glad they're doing that. Thank you, artists. You are giving me life.
Ice skating Silver and Elise is just so great.
It's so unexpected, but really sweet.
The one drawing with Sonic as a jester, oh my god. It's
That was one
so
of the
many
newer ones
people
they
have
released,
been
right?
liking it. Yeah, it came out last week.
Yeah. Personally here for the stage show with Tails and Marine. Thank you for acknowledging
Yeah.
Marine, my girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
The way I see it is I'm cool with Sonic just being in this kind of state where it's not god awful, but it's also not completely amazing. It's just kind of there, and the stuff that's coming out right now it's solid and it's good for fans, and fans really like it. Because if it starts getting into territory that I actually really, really want to see, for one, it's probably going to alienate people because I'm not the biggest fan of some of the modern Sonic isms. I'm more of an adventure and classic person, but also it's going to put me out of business. Because when they start making the things I want to see, then I'm going to stop making the things I want to see. Not actually, but you understand the the reason I'm in this fandom is because I'm interested in making the things that are not completely covered by the franchise, not as a way to one up it, because obviously that's not cool. I don't want to be I'm better than Sega or anything, because obviously I'm not, but there are certain niches that are not filled by the series right now that I like to fill myself. For instance, and not to toot my own horn again, but some of the fan games that I work on, like Sonic World, Sonic Calamity, Sonic Core, those all satisfy things that I would like to see out of the franchise. But if the franchise became more like those things, then I feel like those things would have slightly less of a reason to exist. It'd be like, why am I playing Sonic World when they just came out with a new Sonic or a new Sonic game that looks and plays exactly like it, but isn't bound by an engine from 2000? I feel like that's the impression. And something like Sonic World just fills the niche of being a nice and moddable Sonic game that controls really nicely. For instance. And I can say that because I don't have a big hand in Sonic World DX nowadays. So, just my compliments to the chef there. But yeah, like if Superstars was a perfect classic game, it's like, well, great. Now every classic fan game has to live up to this.
I mean, it's nice
it just become a weird race of enjoyment. I mean, fan content doesn't have to live up to official stuff, but I feel like it's gonna put people in the people who make that kind of content in that mindset, and that's what I'm worried about. I do think Sonic content should get better, but at the same time, I don't mind there being this slight lull as long as it's not completely terrible.
Sorry to interrupt you there.
Oh no, it's fine. I'm talking off. It's fine.
I guess I am glad Fang made a return. I'll say that.
Yeah, it's true.
And Trip is really sweet. Yeah.
Okay. This is gonna be weird because this is an old man talking. Ever since 2011, ever since Generations came out, to me it felt like the only thing that I had to go was the comics, because I did not care for Lost World. I didn't, obviously Sonic Boom, who cares? Mania was where it was coming back, and that was like an entire 6 years later. I don't know if this is accurate, but if I remember correctly, if it is real, it was called the Sonic Drought. I don't know if that was real or not, but it definitely felt like an entire nothing was happening on that entire time. And the Archie, like, I mostly love Sonic for just the comics, really. I really love these comic books. And ever since Archie went out, devastating hit to me.
I really love Archie, and I wish it got more love on our channel. Not from us, but just from viewers. Like the IDW stuff, like we're going to start covering territory where the story starts taking a more like modest backseat and they're not really pushing the boundaries. There's no offense to the people working on the comics, of course. It's hard to keep that going, especially when you have to make it fit with the game world, and the game world is like constantly being revised. Archie was at a nice point where the game world was decently settled, and there was just a lot of, they already had like an entire backlog of crazy ideas and lore that they could do, and just all sorts of new characters they could introduce with like completely different like backstories and personalities than what we'd already seen. IW feels like it has less content, and I feel like that's probably because they're trying to come up with new things much more at a much quicker pace, and also they have to make it fit with the world that Sega's sort of envisioning for Sonic.
That's fine.
Which mostly seems like it's contained to specifically the stuff we've seen in the games, such as classic and adventure and modern. And honestly, there's not a lot to go off of there if you're not adding more stuff to it.
In my eyes, it still feels like a wee baby, merely growing.
Yeah, I mean, one thing to keep in mind is that Archie, even though it rebooted, it was building off of 200 issues worth of story and characters.
Yeah.
And a good chunk of those characters came back. In different forms, but, they came back. IDW is like pretty much a fresh start. I think the only Archie idea that they explicitly reused was the metal virus, and that was because it hadn't been implemented in Archie yet.
Yep, it was just an idea.
I would argue to... I real quick, I'd argue to an extent that they also kind of recycled like elements of Team Hooligan for IDW as well, because it really does feel like that, like from what we have seen of them, that they heavily borrow their Archie characteristics for the classic era stuff.
Weren't
Yeah,
they
that makes
mostly
sense.
just like Sonic the Fighters and that's it?
Yeah, pretty much. They didn't. The Hooligans are pretty underutilized across the series in general, especially when the classic era ended. They just Archie was pretty much the only place you could see him, so it makes sense that they've kind of incorporated the Archie personality, whether that was intentional or not. I feel like maybe it was intentional, but it could have just been unintentional, and they just came to similar conclusions. Although I'm pretty sure Flynn writes all the classic stuff, doesn't he? So I mean,
Yeah,
probably
last
just
I
is
checked,
inspired
he
by the
did.
Archie stuff.
If he doesn't anymore, it's definitely in the building blocks of creating that brick wall.
Yeah.
There was one I wish could have happened. I think Sonic. There was like a team like the Freedom Fighters kind of split, like with Sonic and Antoine. Bunny was with Blaze. Sally was with Amy and Cream, and the other one was with Tails and Rotor.
Trying to remember that.
I kind of wish that Tails and Rotor story would have happened. I want to see more of Rotor's backstory. You know,
that story, where the one where they were going to continue before it got canceled.
Yeah, like what when Rotor encountered his father Tundra.
Yeah. Oh man, I kind of actually would want to see that too.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate. So I'm kind of glad I made a story of my own.
Yeah. I'm glad that fan comic exists with Sonic and Antoine. At least we got that.
Yeah.
Did everyone get a chance to chime in on this?
Well, I guess the most I could.
Oh, yeah, I think yeah, you can go ahead.
Oh, this was about
What's up?
I just forgot that the main question was: is this the good year of Sonic, or how would this year feel good for Sonic or something? Or what did we feel like this year was for Sonic? I believe.
Oh, we were
We
talking
completely
about
got
our
really
Archie.
excited.
Wow.
We're very passionate about this.
Yes.
Well, I
We're
guess,
Sonic
like,
fans. What were you expecting?
Kind of reaching.
Well, I guess if I can't.
Gotta...
Well, I guess just to slightly add on to that and to answer that question as well, like I feel like I'm gonna lump a little bit of 2020 into it as well, since that's when Frontiers came out, and I think it's one of the bigger examples of this. I feel like the way Sonic currently is now is kind of both for better and for worse, doing its best to make up for the last couple of years of Sonic, because people have made it very clear what their thoughts have been for games like whether it be like Lost World, Forces, Colors. Generations is generally exempt because it's, even without story, it's still a perfectly well-made game. But people have made it very clear that they've kind of developed this sudden hatred of how Sonic was around that era, and it feels like they're definitely taking strides to like improve from that. And I'm not going to say that's an inherently bad thing, but I feel like their methods of doing so feel like I'm trying to think of like a polite way of saying it without coming off as rude, but I feel like it could be done better. Like, I appreciate what they're trying to do with it, but I feel like it could be done better. But as it is, I think it's a perfectly fine well of content that we've been getting. Like, I can't say I've really been able to get too into Frontiers, although I do appreciate a lot of what it tried to do, and I know a lot of people have been really enjoying it as well. Landy mentioned Superstars, and I think Superstars, for what it's trying to be, I think it's perfectly good at it. And then, of course, there's like the comics and then Prime and whatnot. It's like kind of echoing what he said, I definitely think we're in an age where we are definitely good in terms of content, but in terms of direction, I feel like they're still just kind of trying. It still feels like they're getting their feet wet before really deciding what they want to do.
Yes, that's
All right. Well, I hope that answered your question.
Yep.
We're not out of the woods yet.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
take it
Yeah,
easy,
thank
man.
you.
Absolutely. Thank you for the question.
Thank you, Misty.
All right, guys. Well, unfortunately, we have gone over time, so I think we're gonna have to wrap it up here.
Yeah.
We're
We
quite a
talked-
talkative bunch.
We talked a lot of Archie.
Me in particular.
Oh, it's always great. It's always great to talk with you guys.
Thank you for
My
having
bad
us.
for talking about
Yeah.
It's always
Archie.
great to
Yeah.
pal around on these.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Always glad to be able to chat with you guys at Adrenaline Dubs. It's a great pleasure of mine, and I'm glad that I get the chance to do it as often as I do. But anyway, if you have any final words or anything you want to say, feel free to go ahead.
Stay hydrated.
Yeah, stay hydrated.
Hydrate.
Yes.
Stay hydrated.
Drink a lot of water.
And see you at Sonic Expo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
see
see you
you
Sonic
at
Expo.
Sonic Expo, guys.
Be safe out
All
there.
right. Well,
Mhm.
thank you guys.
Have
all for
fun.
coming.
Be nice to each other.
Oh yeah,
Thank
especially
you
be nice
for,
to each other. Good God, we need more of that.
And
Yeah.
have a
We
happy
need,
Halloween.
we need more friends.
Happy
Oh yeah. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Oh wow, yeah, that's right around the corner.
Well, thank you guys for
Don't
coming.
get too
Thank you,
don't
Noah,
get too
for,
stressed if your costume is low budget, because so is mine.
Thank you Noah, for helping out with hosting here, and you guys have a wonderful rest of your night. Take it easy, guys.
Yep,
See ya.
see ya.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye byes.